because unless you do that, you won't be. And I can tell you achievement is common. Happiness that is sustained is not. If you want to be an achiever, here should be your new goal: to achieve the highest level of daily happiness that any human has ever experienced. Because if you do that, you'll be the ultimate achiever. You'll dwarf everyone else and you'll achieve as well. So I'd like, in the short time I got left, to do two things with you. I'd like to give you some tools, more tools for changing your state so you live in a beautiful state. How many like to do that? Say aye. Now I know many of you, about 35 or 40% of you, came here primarily with the idea of business and business opportunities. So why am I talking about these items? How many of you, your business is like an extension of your identity? Let me see a show of hands. Or it's like your child. How many can relate to that, right? And how many of you have some children that need some correction? And so I do literally a 5-day total immersion on business. So I'm not holding back, but in 3 hours, I'd be sprinkling it. But I'd like to plant just a couple of seeds with you. And there's a unique opportunity that I'll tell you a little more at the end that the Australian government has created, that if you're an Australian citizen, who's an Australian citizen here? Awesome. You can go through my business mastery program and my Unleash the Power Within. One affects your psychology, one does every aspect of business. My promise out of the business mastery program is simple. If you don't have $1 million of value out of day one, you can leave on that point. You can even take your notebook with you. Nobody leaves. I've been doing this. I help people grow their business 30 to 130% like clockwork. And I'm talking about businesses like a company called HomeX, the largest home builder in Mexico. They directly relate to us. $750 million of increase in the last 24 months. Or a chiropractor's got 2 members of his staff, an army of 2, and he's doubled his business in the last 9 months, right? That's what I do. My greatest skill. And how do I do that? It's like how I've built all these businesses, but it started with one understanding that I want you to have, and it's why I focus today on achievement and fulfillment, because if you look at any business and you want to know what the chokehold is on the business's growth, it's always the owner. It's always the leader. Because the chokehold is in the form of your psychology and your skills. And I would say to you, jot it down, 80% of success in business is psychology and 20% is mechanics. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a big believer in strategies because I know one strategy can save you a decade of pain. One strategy can make you $1 million. But if you have the strategy, how many have had lots of strategies in the past and then not followed through? Who's done this before? Say aye. That's why your psychology is the most important part. So I'll give you the details at the end, but I want to plant the seed with you. If you want to grow your business, you've got to grow. There is no business that's going to grow dynamically and consistently and give you huge levels of financial and emotional and spiritual rewards without you growing. But you have to have a way to do it that's disciplined, that gives you both the psychological change, but also the skill change. Some people do have a great psychology, but they know how to make a great product or service, but they're terrible at marketing. And today, by the way, does the best product win in the world we live in today? Yes or no?